वेलकम बैक नाजरीन, आप देख रहे हैं बिजटॉक। हमारे आज के गेस्ट हैं डॉक्टर जसीम पाशा, जो कि बेसिकली बाय प्रोफेशन साइकेट्रिस्ट और नाउ रिटायर्ड, लेकिन इनका पैशन जो है काफ़ी मतलब आफ्टर रिटायरमेंट इज़ मोर इन्वॉल्व विद डिफरेंट एस्पेक्ट्स ऑफ ह्यूमन interaction and human sufferings and domestic issues and children issues। तो बहुत सारे इनके जो है ना पैशंस हैं, लेकिन इनका जो एक मेन अब जो लेटली जो इनका पैशन है, उन्होंने एक बेसिकली एक सोसाइटी फॉर्म की है, एक ऑर्गेनाइजेशन फॉर्म की है अंडर द नेम ऑफ इंटरनेशनल सोसाइटी फॉर एम्पावरमेंट, इनलाइटमेंट एंड नॉलेज। सॉर्ट ऑफ लाइक ए थिंक टैंक वेयर लोग आते हैं, डिस्कस करते हैं, डिफरेंट करंट टॉपिक्स पे बात होती है, उसके साइकोलॉजिकल, सोशल, पॉलिटिकल इश्यूज़ क्या होते हैं। तो इस एनलाइटमेंट एंड देन हाउ वी एम्पावर आवर ओन सेल्व्स थ्रू थॉट प्रोसेसेस दैट इन दैट मीटिंग्स इफ़ यू विल और व्हाटएवर। सो आप इसको हम इसकी जो बेसिकली एब्रिविएशन है वो है SEEK, SEEK, which is again I said International Society for Empowerment, Enlightenment and Knowledge। तो डॉक्टर साहब, आपने ये एक सोसाइटी फॉर्म की है इन सेंस, या ऑर्गेनाइजेशन फॉर्म की है, ये क्या है और क्या इसके दिमाग में है, और व्हाट वाज द रीज़न दैट यू डिसाइडेड टू गो ऑन एंड स्टार्टेड डेडिकेटिंग योर लाइफ टुवर्ड्स इट? नाउ बेसिकली व्हाट आई सी इट,
ये बस मैंने ये जो है ह्यूमन सर्विस के तौर पर जो है मैंने इसको चूज़ किया है
जी।
मेरा जो अपना पर्सनल जो है राय जो है वो ये है कि जितनी भी ह्यूमन सफरिंग्स जो हैं इज कॉज्ड पर्सनल इंड्यूस्ड इनडायरेक्टली और डायरेक्टली। तो देयर आर सर्टेन नॉलेज which we have to acquire, and if those knowledge is not available, then you will not be able to succeed in your life. And success had a lot of different definition, and the education which we get, normally the academic education, that does not address those things.
वो तो textbook approaches होती हैं।
Yeah, textbooks. So what I'm doing is I'm trying to spread a special kind of education under ISEEK that will be available to everyone. We are making a syllabus, a curriculum.
Wow.
And I'm writing it. Of course, it takes time. I
Yeah.
started doing it a year ago. And it will be spread out through social media, through all free.
Pamphlets, publications,
exactly.
articles.
And there will be, one for the children, youngsters, and one for the adults.
Okay.
The reason I chose this, I feel that if you have to do human service, the different levels of human service. And I think this is the mother of all human services, because what I'm doing is I'm trying to restore two intellectual tools that every human being is born with, but it gets hijacked by our environment, and then we become victim and vulnerable to all kinds of exploitation, and then that give rise to vicious circle of human suffering and devastations. So on those two tools which we are born with, one is your personal integrity, where you know what is right or wrong.
Right.
And you know the difference between wickedness and righteousness.
Okay.
You're born, every human being is born with that. That's one of the characteristics of human being. And number two tool is your ability to think critically.
Okay.
Okay. You don't have to go to school to learn critical thinking. You're born with it.
Okay.
You find that, my mother, she only had 4 grades of education. And she taught me those things when she didn't have that kind of background.
So education is not the catalyst for having the critical thinking.
So these two things, so what we are doing is we are trying to restore those things. There are different methods, psychological methods we are using. And if I can do that, in people, I think that becomes open door for everything. Yeah.
And plus it's a service that you can.
Yeah.
Like वही जो पुराना example है that कि अगर so many fish are dying, if you can help few, that's all it matters. You cannot help the entire population. So just helping whoever many comes in. So I was reading in your one of your in the bio, and just caught me my attention. आपने एक presentation की थी, and we'll come back to IC in a little while. I just want to take this. आपने कोई presentation की थी 2000 में, उसमें था generic God versus religion. What is that, and what did the presentation was all about?
Well, see, the terminology generic and brand,
Okay.
that I got from medicine, because we have got a lot of medications.
You're right.
The expensive ones are the brand, and the generic ones are the cheaper ones.
Cheaper one. Yeah, the drugs जो आती हैं दवाइयाँ.
जी हाँ. So brand means labeling it.
Okay.
But the essence in the medicine is a generic part.
Yeah.
So same way, I think of God as an entity which is a creator God.
Yes.
Okay. A creator God has certain attributes. That attributes do not change no matter which route you took
Which brand
to
you make.
recognize creator
Yeah.
God.
Like you said, in the medicine, which brand is it?
Yeah. So whether you make it a Christian brand or Muslim brand, or you put it in a Shia, Sunni, and all kind of sectarian brand,
Okay. All right.
rose is rose.
Yes.
The creator God is creator God. And what happens is the beauty of the creator God gets covered
Okay.
by labels, and then, I cannot see the God, the real God.
Yeah.
I see the branded God.
Yeah. I
And the branded God could be such a who is going to throw you in the hell and hellfire, all that.
Yeah.
So that's a generic God.
Okay.
Now that there's another God which has been smeared by so many different labels, different attributes,
Okay.
that which coming from different religions,
Yeah.
with hundreds of religions in this world, and they are describing this creator God
Their own way.
in own way, that the attributes of God, the real attributes of God, get either faded away, or they get buried, or they disappear. And in the vision of a human mind, the picture of God is different. It changes.
Acha.
That is why I say generic God versus religions, because
Or religious God, if you will.
well,
Or the God described by religion.
Yeah. So, in order to really recognize the beauty of God, you have to go deeper.
Yes, of course. So that was the topic. It was, I'm sure it was interesting.
Yeah, I'm trying to make it short,
Right.
for you.
So coming back, तो आपका ये प्रोग्राम जो है IC का, ये आपने I suppose आपने ये monthly कोई अब रखा हुआ है जिसके अंदर लोग आते हैं, different topics पे बात करते हैं, different it could go as deep as philosophical versus as little or as journal discussion about anything. Is there a limited topics, or they can be all over that? But you do define what the topics are.
Okay, we can discuss anything.
Acha.
Okay, and our guests, our audience, they also are limited to one particular ethnicity or nationality. We have all kind of ethnicity. We have African Americans, we have
Chinese,
Euro Americans, we have got
and different religion too, by the way.
and they're different religions, Jews, Christians,
Christians,
Hindus.
yeah.
They all attend that.
Yeah.
And the fact that they're all coming there means that they're all feeling very comfortable.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. The idea of having this monthly meeting is not just to have a discussion. The discussion must meet certain criteria.
Yeah.
There should be a message at the end.
Right.
Okay. I will describe to you the vision of IC.
Okay.
Every talk, presentation must pass on at the end the message of the vision which IC has.
Yeah.
The IC has got four basically objectives. Number one is personal integrity, which we're talking about.
वो आपने बार-बार बात करते हैं ना, truthfulness.
And based on truth, for number one. Number two is respect for human dignity without excluding anyone. That's the most difficult part. Respect for justice and fairness without excluding anyone. And respect for the rule of the law without excluding anyone.
Okay.
Regardless of whether you are a citizen, whether you are not a citizen, doesn't matter.
Or you're rich, or you're poor, or you're black, or you're white, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So you're going right into the human without just basically human, without any attachment, even without clothes, without power, without money, without whatever, houses, doesn't matter. What is the human?
Human, yes.
That's what it is, right?
Yes.
It doesn't matter what society, what what they wear, what they practice, what laws it is, what society it is. But after all, they're human, different than animals.
Exactly.
So human, what is the human inside suffering is? I mean, there could be emotional, physical. We talked about it. There's violences and exploiter and exploitation, but there is also within the human there is a internal suffering. That internal suffering meaning the depression, they're depressed for something, or some reason, or now we have schizophrenia, but that's a medical thing. But there is other kinds of they're feeling sad about something, the loss of something. I mean, these emotions are human. I don't know if this can be attached to any culture, society, or anything like that. Am I right?
No, yes, you're right. And they're generic in nature. They don't belong to, but how they're expressed, that expression is cultural based.
Cultural have flavors.
But
Yeah.
everyone feels depressed. But I want to tell you about depression. Depression per se, nothing wrong with that.
Acha.
No.
Huh.
If you feel depressed, so there are basically two emotions.
Okay.
Just like we have got 7 colors,
Yeah.
and then all we can have millions of colors out of that.
Yeah.
So there are two basic emotions: depression and anxiety.
Oh, acha.
Depression is always based on some kind of loss you feel, whether they are real, unreal, is not important. But you experience
Is it a material loss?
any kind of loss. Okay. Loss of your dignity, loss of respect, of anything.
Okay. Yeah.
But some kind of loss, and naturally the loss always takes place either in the present or in the past.
Yeah. Doesn't happen in the future.
So the depression always belongs to today or tomorrow,
Okay.
or yesterday. But anxiety is always based on some kind of fear. Something's going to happen. I'm scared. If that happens, what will I do? The feeling of fear and insecurity. And that causes a different kind of physiology.
Oh, medical physiology, basically.
In the body compared to the physiology that occurs when you're depressed.
No, I didn't
So
know
there are
that.
two different ball games.
People don't know that.
Yes.
I'm glad you. आप जैसे देख रहे हैं हमारे नाज़रीन देख रहे हैं.
So if people feeling depressed,
They need to understand: are you depressed or are you anxious?
yeah.
Right.
In fact, I'll tell you one very important thing which I feel that everybody should know. That emotions has a purpose in life.
Okay.
They are telling you something is wrong.
अच्छा.
If you do not have emotions, you will not know what's wrong, and you will not be able to correct yourself.
Oh, अच्छा.
Okay. So if you lose something, you feel depressed,
Yeah,
it's normal.
right, yeah.
If somebody is threatening you, you feel anxious, it's normal.
Yeah.
But the problem doesn't start from there. The problem starts when you don't listen to what the emotions are telling you.
I see.
Example is, somebody is knocking your door. Knock, knock, knock. And you think, well, somebody is making a noise. So what do you do when somebody knocks the door?
You go open the door or ask who it is.
First you say, who is it, right?
Yeah.
So who is it is the automatic question that comes in your mind because you become curious, who is knocking the door?
Yeah.
Same way when you feel depressed, you're
Oh.
feeling depressed, something is wrong.
Yeah.
But now some people do not ask, who is it?
Yeah. I know what you're saying.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now that depression, which was normal to begin with, start growing
Yeah.
and becomes so bad
Yeah.
that you don't know how to deal with it.
Probably have to take medication, depression medication.
Yeah.
तो डॉक्टर साहब एक्चुअली तो बड़ा इंटरेस्टिंग टॉपिक्स चल रहे हैं. अनफॉर्चुनेटली हमारा टाइम शॉर्ट है,
जी हाँ.
रनिंग आउट ऑफ टाइम. तो आपका बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया, आपने हमारे साथ शेयर की सारी चीज़ें. एंड रियली ऑन बिहाफ ऑफ आवर व्यूअर्स आई वांटेड टू थैंक यू टू जॉइन अस फॉर दिस पर्टिकुलर इवेंट. तो नाजरीन, हमारा शो का टाइम ख़त्म हुआ चाहता है, तो आपके ज्वाइन होने का बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया. اور آپ اس شو کو مزید دیکھتے رہیے. ایوری ویک وی برنگ یو ڈفرنٹ کائنڈ آف پرسنالٹیز, ڈفرنٹ کائنڈ آف تھاٹ پروسیسز, both businesses, both in careers, in entrepreneurship, in medicine, in law. So it's a catch-all kind of a show and it's called BIZTALK. تو ہم کو آپ اجازت دی, join in next week with us. تو انشاءاللہ پھر آپ سے بات کریں گے. اللہ حافظ.